Hello to our amazing community of dreamers and storytellers, and welcome back to News Around. We are the channel that doesn't just watch the trailer, we feel the heartbeat behind every frame. Today, we are diving deep into a story that has swept across social media like a tidal wave, leaving millions of fans in 12 different countries breathless and teary-eyed. It is a story about the thin, fragile line between acting and reality, and what happens when two people who share a complicated past decide to relive it in front of a camera. We are talking, of course, about the seismic reunion of Halil and Sıla. Before we unravel the secrets hidden in those few seconds of footage, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. If you want to support independent, deep-dive journalism into the lives of your favorite stars, the join button is right there waiting for you. Your support allows us to keep analyzing these moments with the depth they deserve. Now, grab a tissue, because we are stepping into the room where silence spoke louder than words. Cinema has always been a mirror held up to life, but rarely does the reflection feel so devastatingly real that it shatters the glass. The release of the trailer for Halil and Sıla's new film has done exactly that. It hasn't just generated buzz, it has generated a collective emotional release, a digital firestorm of comments, theories, and shared grief. For months, rumors have swirled around this project. Would they have chemistry? Would it be awkward? Would they be able to fake it? But the moment the screen faded in, all those questions were answered not with a shout, but with a whisper. The scene in question. A mere fragment of a few seconds has left audiences speechless, not because of what was said, but because of the terrifyingly raw emotion that leaped off the screen. The visual language of the scene sets the stage for heartbreak. We see Halil entering a room bathed in a soft, warm light, the kind of light that suggests a late afternoon, a time of endings. The atmosphere is thick with dust motes dancing in the air, creating a sense of suspended time. Standing there, with her back to him, is Sıla. The tension in her posture is palpable even before she moves. There is no swelling orchestral score to manipulate our feelings, no dramatic sound effects. There is only the rhythmic, indifferent ticking of a wall clock and the agonizing creak of the floorboards under Halil's hesitant steps. When she finally turns around, and their eyes lock, the silence becomes deafening. It is a gaze that carries the weight of years, of unsaid apologies, of memories that refuse to fade. And then, the moment that broke the internet happens. Without a cut, without a filter, a single, solitary tear rolls down Sıla's face. It isn't the pretty, practiced crying of a movie star, it is the involuntary reaction of a human being in pain. Halil approaches her slowly, like one might approach a frightened bird or a volatile memory. His voice, when it finally breaks the silence, is fractured, rough with emotion. "I didn't think I'd see you again, like this," he whispers. It's a line that could be read 100 ways, but the way he delivers it feels like a confession. Sıla's reply is equally devastating. Her voice trembles, balancing on the edge of breaking, as she says, "I didn't come to stay. I just needed to see you one more time." This brief, haunting exchange was enough to ignite a wildfire of speculation. Fans and critics alike are claiming that the chemistry between them is not only intact but is burning more intensely than ever before. It is a chemistry forged in the fires of their shared history. But this is where the story gets even more interesting. The production company, realizing the impact of this clip, revealed that this scene is just the tip of the iceberg. It is merely a fragment of a much deeper, more revealing reunion sequence that serves as the emotional anchor of the film. We are about to reveal the shocking comments from the producers and the improvised moments that weren't in the script. But first, I have to ask you, do you believe an actor can truly separate their real emotions from a role when playing opposite an ex-partner? Or does the heart always find a way to bleed into the work? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We love reading your theories, and please, if you are enjoying this video, hit that like button to help News Around grow. The line between fiction and reality became even blurrier when one of the film's producers decided to break their silence regarding the filming process. In a candid statement that has only fueled the flames, the producer admitted, "We had to stop filming several times. Sıla really cried. It wasn't acting. When the camera stopped rolling, Halil couldn't stop looking at her. This admission confirms what every fan felt in their gut: we weren't watching two characters named by a screenwriter. We were watching Halil and Sıla processing their own reality through the safety of a lens. The pain in their eyes was not manufactured by makeup artists or lighting tricks, it was the residue of a history that clearly hasn't been fully laid to rest. The film is currently trending in more than 12 countries, a testament to the global fascination with their dynamic. Fans are convinced that the narrative arc of the film is a mirror reflecting the deeper, unresolved issues between the two stars. Comparisons to their past relationships have resurfaced on every social media platform, with many viewing this project as a form of public catharsis, a way for them to say the things they couldn't say when they were together. In a previous interview conducted during the early days of production, Halil was asked about the elephant in the room, his current relationship with Sıla. Known for his reserved and stoic nature, his response was cryptic yet revealing. With a wistful, almost sad smile, he simply said, "There are things only we know, and some of them will be shown in this film." It was an invitation to the audience to read between the lines, to look for the truth hidden within the fiction. Sıla, on the other hand, was more direct, as she often is. "I can't lie," she admitted, looking down at her hands. "Filming with Halil was difficult. Very difficult. But necessary." The word necessary resonated deeply with those who have followed their journey. It implies that this wasn't just a job, it was a requirement for her own healing process. The most devoted fans noticed the slight tremor in her voice during that interview and how she avoided looking at the camera, further cementing the belief that the emotions we are seeing are raw, unfiltered, and painfully real. Sources close to the set have painted a picture of a production that was emotionally exhausting for everyone involved. Filming was anything but easy. There were unexpected pauses in the schedule, silences between takes that lasted far longer than anticipated, and moments when the entire crew, camera operators, sound technicians, makeup artists, collectively chose to step back to give the pair space. The air on set was reportedly thick with unexpressed sentiments. During one of these heavy pauses, an image leaked from the set showing Halil sitting alone on a crate, his head buried in his hands, looking visibly distraught. Shortly after that photo was taken, witnesses saw Sıla emerging from her dressing room with red, swollen eyes, but wearing an expression of fierce determination. "It was like reliving something we hadn't fully resolved," confessed an assistant director who witnessed what was arguably the most difficult scene of the entire shoot. A wordless embrace that lasted over a minute. The script was specific, it called for a cold separation, a moment of detachment. But the actors went rogue. "What we saw was a loving goodbye," the assistant director revealed. The script said one thing, but their bodies said another. This divergence from the script is the smoking gun for many fans who believe that the film became a vessel for their real feelings. One of the most viral moments in the trailer. The heart-stopping second where Halil takes Sıla's hand and squeezes it tightly just before she walks out the door was entirely improvised. It was not in the script. It was not discussed in rehearsal. She was already turning to leave, following the blocking, and he simply reacted, revealed the director of photography. "We all felt it, even those of us behind the camera. No one breathed during those seconds. It was electricity." When asked about that specific improvisation later, Sıla responded with a nostalgic smile that broke hearts anew. "There are gestures that need no explanation. He knew what that goodbye meant to me." Although the film is marketed as a romantic fiction with dramatic undertones, each scene seems to contain Easter eggs of their real relationship. The distance that grew between them, the inevitable reunion, the words left unsaid, and the silences that explained everything. Perhaps the most metatextual moment occurs when Halil's character asks Sıla's character a question that feels like it cuts through the screen. "Did you ever forgive me?" In the film, she doesn't answer with words. She replies only with a look heavy with history, a look that conveys 1,000 sleepless nights. And that was enough for fans to flood social media with theories. "That was the hardest moment," Sıla confessed in a later interview, her guard down. "Not because it hurt to remember, but because he had never really asked me that question in real life. Until he did it on camera." This revelation is staggering. It suggests that they used the film to have the conversations they were too afraid to have in reality. The script became a shield that allowed them to wield the sword of truth. Speculation about a possible reconciliation has been rife since the first teaser dropped. Since promotions began, the pair have been seen together more than once off-set, spotted in discreet cafes tucked away in quiet neighborhoods and at private dinners. Although both have publicly insisted via their representatives that they are just working and maintaining a professional rapport, a close source assured us that the dynamic has shifted. Between scenes, the silences between them have become longer, but less awkward. It's a comfortable silence now. Halil, true to his style, offered a quote that has become a mantra for the fandom: "Not everything can be explained with words. Sometimes, you just have to feel." The film premieres in just a few weeks, and the anticipation is reaching a fever pitch. It has already been confirmed by the studio that the ending will be completely unexpected, diverging from the typical genre tropes. According to the director, "We're letting the viewer draw their own conclusions." But if they know Halil and Sıla's story, their real story, they'll find more than one hidden clue in the final frames. This teases a conclusion that might speak more to their reality than the fictional narrative. Meanwhile, social media is buzzing with an energy we haven't seen in years. Hundreds of fans have created intricate edits, overlaying quotes from the trailer with old footage of the couple. One of the most viral comments, liked by thousands, sums up the collective sentiment perfectly. "They're not acting. They're just saying what they never dared to say to each other before." As we wait for the full film to release, one thing is certain: Halil and Sıla have given us more than just a movie, they have given us a window into the complexity of human connection. What do you think? Was that hand squeeze a character choice, or was it Halil reaching out to Sıla one last time? And that question about forgiveness, do you think she has forgiven him? We want to hear your deepest theories in the comments. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to News Around and hit that bell icon. And for our true supporters, click the join button to help us keep bringing you these emotional deep dives. Thank you for watching, thank you for feeling, and until next time, keep your eyes on the news around you.